Do you remember those opening scenes in John Wick 2 where it's a combination of vehicular homicide and hand-to-hand combat? In the throes of all of that fighting, John Wick gets struck by a taxi cab in the lower legs, and he's thrown up onto the hood and against the windshield, then goes tumbling off. Car versus pedestrian motor vehicle collisions of that nature typically cause what are known as butterfly fractures in the tibia and fibula. In his case, probably it would have been both legs. And then striking the hood or windshield of the car, or possibly in the counter forces that project you onto the pavement, you will often strike the side of your head and you get what's called a hinge fracture. This is what happens when an impact is to the side of your skull and a fracture arborizes along the base of your skull, and literally you can like hinge the front and back part of your skull away from each other. This is incapacitating injury, absolutely devastating. You'd be unconscious very rapidly and death ensues not uncommonly. I've autopsied many of these people. However, Keanu, he gets right back up from this collision and then continues to fight people, including kicking people in the lower legs with apparently greater devastating impact than what he just sustained from being hit by a car in that same spot. But old Keanu, he trained in the Matrix, right, when he wasn't touring with Wild Stallions. So he can sustain these injuries and just get up and keep fighting, to include later being, thrown off from buildings and landing on dumpsters and things of that nature as the franchise ensues. So the real question then, what it comes down to is, if you could go back in time and stop Keanu from making more movies, when would you have done it? If I had the phone booth, I would have stopped him after the first Bill and Ted. Be excellent to each other.